The main character of this film is an ugly, unattractive 17-year-old who can't get anywhere in life because she's so ugly and unattractive. She can't get a boyfriend because she's so ugly and unattractive. She hates her life because she's so ugly and unattractive, and everyone else is more attractive than her. Yeah, so let's cast Hailee Steinfeld as that character. She's really ugly and unattractive. I feel like that was a really negative start to the review, considering I'm actually going to give this a really high score. This film was amazing, but it isn't without its flaws, and that is kind of one of the bigger flaws of this film. It's pretty difficult to have a film where your character's supposed to be really ugly, and then cast Hailee Steinfeld as that ugly character. Not really much good correlation there. So, Edge of 17 is directed by Kelly Firman Cray, stars Haley Lu Richardson, Blake Jenner, Woody Harrelson, and Hailee Steinfeld, and he's about Hailee Steinfeld's character Nadine as she grows up and gets to the age of 17 and she hates her life. Everything in her life goes wrong, everything is just going to pot and she doesn't know what to do anymore. She complains to her teacher on the daily, her best friend starts going out with her brother, everything in her life has gone wrong and now she just wants to kill herself. The film is leading up to that initial scene where she goes to Woody Harrelson and goes, yeah, I'm going to kill myself. Now initially I would like to point out another thing, I'm not a teenage girl. This film isn't that relatable to me. I haven't seen many coming-of-age teen girl comedies, and I absolutely love this film. Really, really did love this film. And I feel like I wasn't the intended audience, although I don't think there is really that much of an intended audience to this film. I do think the fact that I was the only male in the cinema sums it up a little bit. I still think it can be enjoyed by anyone. This isn't a film that is exclusively for teenage girls. But I feel like I do lose a bit of the relatability factor when I'm not a teenage girl. So I do think for this review especially, kind of take my opinion with a pinch of salt, although most of my negative criticisms I would say are relatively valid and not very opinion based. Instantly, I just want to talk about how amazing Woody Harrelson is. Every time he came on screen, I was just dying of laughter. He's so funny, so kind of relatable in that teacher way, and he just feels like he was so well cast for this role. I imagine that's exactly how Woody Harrelson is in real life, and every scene he was in, he absolutely stole the scene. Hailee Steinfeld was absolutely amazing as a character. Again, she felt real. Everyone in this film felt real. No one felt over-dramatic. No one felt really, really out there. Only one character, I would say, could be borderline a bit over-dramatic, and that is the nerdy kid, who I also have a big issue with. He is kind of the main issue with the entire film. But this nerdy kid is kind of a bit too fake, and I didn't really like that part of the film. But on the other hand, he wasn't such a negative that I'm really going to lower the score because of him. The film is genuinely really, really funny, and there are some really dramatic moments which feel right. This film is on for so long that you really feel like you are journeying with these characters, and that made it sound like it was a negative. This film is long, but it's long in a good way. Every single thing felt necessary. No scene felt unnecessary. Everything felt like it was there for a reason, and you really did journey with this character. So when the dramatic points did come near the end of the film, you felt more connected to these characters. You felt like you really had gone on this life journey with Nadine. And because she's so real and relatable as a character, maybe not as relatable for me, but from other people that I've spoken to about this film, they've said it's a relatable film. And I think that's what they were going for. The director and the writer were clearly going for this, look, this is what being a teenage girl is all about. As me, I did really enjoy this film. It was funny, it felt real, and there was some really, really heartfelt moments and some really, really well done moments in this film. But I think it was just all made by the brilliant performances from nearly every single person in the cast. And my only negatives come from one bit nearer the end of the film. One of the events really just feel out of place in the whole film, and in my opinion it goes a little bit too far. I will say office scene aftermath. And there is one character in this film that is completely forgotten about until the end. It kind of renders all their scenes unnecessary because they're just kind of forgotten about, and at the very end you're like, oh yeah, they exist as well. And I was like, are they going to come back? No, they're not. Blake Jenner plays the brother in the film. My god, he was so good in Everybody Wants Some, and he is so good in Edge of 17. I really think this guy's going to become really big. He was just amazing in this. And again, the moments between him and Hailee Steinfeld are just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And the actual ending to this film was just perfect, really, for what was happening. Overall, Edge of 17 had very few negatives. It was a well-directed, well-structured, great soundtrack, great cinematography, brilliant cast. Woody Harrelson, just, my God, how good was Woody Harrelson in this film? I loved nearly every single second of this film, and if it wasn't for the two little niggles that I put it down, again, from being a 5-star film, that would have made 3 absolutely amazing films this weekend, all of which you need to be checking out. That's Sully, that's Moana, and that is now Edge of 17. These are 3 amazing films. I imagine if you are a teenage girl and are watching this, you will relate to this 10 times more than I will ever relate to this. If I enjoyed this, you'll probably love it. This isn't for everyone, but if you enjoy a good comedy with a good heartfelt storyline, watch this, you'll enjoy it. I'm going to give Edge of 17 4.5 stars out of 5. If you have seen Edge of 17, and you maybe are a teenage girl, let me know how relatable this film is, because in all honesty, I mean, I'm not getting the relatability factor, but it's still a good film. Make sure you stick around for my review of Office Christmas Party and my upcoming video essay on how men and women are represented in Disney films. And it's not going to be a positive video. So make sure you're sticking right here on My Week in Media for all the latest videos and new reviews.